Oh my god! Wow, hi, this is Onion Creature. I was actually not expecting to make a video today. That was news to me. Because there was a Nintendo Direct, and, you know, I had expectations. I thought maybe we'll get some good stuff. But one thing I did not expect was a new Kirby game, kind of. Well, we'll get to that. First of all, I'll just touch on the Direct before we get into the meat of the video, which is coming later. This Direct was not my favorite overall. I looked back at some of the announcements, and it was actually better than I felt it was when I was watching it, because there was just so many of the damn farming RPG games. There was just like literally probably at least 5, if not more. And it was like, look man, that's fine, but footage of that gets really repetitive after a while, and it's just like, it's just too much of the same genre. That's all it is. It's fine. Like, those games are fine, nothing wrong with them, but by God, we don't need so many in the same video presentation. So that kind of dampened things, but then I was looking back and I was like, okay, we did get Octopath Traveler 2 announced. That's pretty great. I think that was soft announced a while ago. I think the publisher or developer said that they were planning on making that, so it wasn't the most unexpected, but great to see it. And then there was the new Nintendo 64 games, most of which are expected. I'm glad they're finally doing Mario Party, Pokemon Stadium, and the sports games. But they're also doing GoldenEye. That was really cool. I've only played GoldenEye once at like a convention, and it was really cool. And it's just great to get that, even with it being a licensed James Bond game, but since it has such a close association with Nintendo, they just had to have it on their service, and I'm glad that that's happening. It's also releasing on Game Pass as well. And then I'd say my second favorite announcement of the presentation was Pikmin 4. Miyamoto showed up. I thought I was going to talk about the Mario movie. No, he just touched on that, and then went to Pikmin Bloom. And I had a feeling that something else was coming, because it wouldn't make sense for them just to show Pikmin Bloom, a game that's been out for a year. Lo and behold, it was Pikmin 4, which looks visually stunning, and there's not much else to say about it because they didn't really show much. They did say they're going to have their perspective more on the ground, which makes a lot of sense. And it's coming out next year, so literally 10 years after Pikmin 3. So that's pretty crazy, but it is coming. That's the good news. And then there was Zelda at the end of the presentation. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which is a good name, but that's basically all that was announced in terms of major things, is the title. They didn't show all that much. It was more of another teaser, which was disappointing. Breath of the Wild got quite a lot of footage months before release, so I was kind of hoping for a larger scale showcase of what's new in the game and what to be excited for. Even still, great that it has a release date finally, and I'm pretty certain they'll stick to that, because they definitely don't want to have to delay that again. Anyway, that's not the reason I'm making this video. If it was only that, probably would have made the video. It's a solid enough Direct, but it was paced pretty poorly, and there was a lot of filler. However, the big announcement for me was, let's see here. Let me find this if I can. Here we go. Okay, here we go. This boy is coming to Switch. Kirby's Return to Dreamland, one of my all-time favorite Kirby games / games in general. By God, it's getting a Switch remaster / they called it a remake. That might be a bit generous, but it's definitely at the very least a remaster. And the most striking thing that struck me, first of all, is that it has a pop-up book aesthetic with very stark outlines on all of the characters, which we have seen before once in the series in the concept art / development picture that they released in the Iwata Asks for Return to Dreamland. I always thought that style looked really unique and fun, and it would have been interesting to live in an alternate dimension where that's what the game ended up looking like. I guess we get the best of both worlds now, because we get the game in its original form on Wii, and then we get this new pop-up book style on Switch, which is a really interesting style and helps to differentiate it from other titles on Switch. Specifically, I guess, Star Allies, since that's the other 2D platformer. So yeah, it's just a really unique look, and I think that'll make the remaster stand out a lot more, and the visuals should really shine. And I think that'll be a good reason to pick this up if you've played the original, just because it looks pretty distinct from it, at least on a surface level. That's not all that they're changing, because the cutscenes seem to have been totally redone. At least one of the character models is definitely totally different. They changed King Dedede's design to be his Forgotten Land design. King Dedede's design has been inconsistent pretty much throughout the entire series, which is a bit odd. I don't know. I kind of wish they would just land on one and stick to it, but they really haven't done that. Maybe until now. Maybe they'll just stick with the Forgotten Land design going forward. Personally, I've always liked the Smash Brawl design, which is pretty similar to the Superstar Ultra design. That's my favorite design in the series, and I think I would have preferred they stuck with that. But okay, he definitely doesn't look like this. He looks quite a bit different, which is a little jarring. Watching that opening, which I've seen like 100 times, but now it has the modern version of King Dedede, which is a little odd. And a lot of the backgrounds look really good. The models look a little jaggy sometimes, from what I've seen, but they definitely still look good, and the outlines help to sell them as pretty compelling. However, in terms of actual gameplay changes, there seems to be quite a lot. There's a new Magalore theme park in the background of the title screen, and there's also some new sub-games, one of which is new. It's like a card game thing that you run around in as Kirby, and the other ones are like remakes of previous spin-offs, like Samurai Kirby frying pan game where you toss bombs around, and also that top-down one from Squeak Squad. And those are all 4-player, and it seemed to imply that there might even be even more than that in the game, which would be pretty cool. That's pretty fun. I would not have expected that in a Return to Dreamland remake. Other than that, there is also a new copy ability, the Mecha ability, which looks pretty fun. Not really anything we've seen before, so that's nice to have something wholly unique in it. I wonder what kind of enemy will give you that and where that will be placed. But in terms of gameplay changes, that seems to be the bulk of it from what the trailer presented. Maybe there'll be something more revealed later. It just was really surprising. I was not expecting another Kirby game announced. I guess you could count this as a celebration of the 30th anniversary of the series, if you wish to. But I guess since it's just a remaster, they were able to get it done pretty quickly, I would assume, because they've had 2 other pretty major releases this year in the series. Forgotten Land, you know, a full 3D Kirby game, which was pretty large and presumably took a lot of time, and then a pretty meaty spin-off as well with Dream Buffet, which I feel like quite a lot of effort went into. So I guess they're just really, really busy over at HAL Laboratory, and they're very efficient developers, and so they're just able to release like 3 games within the span of 1 year, which is awesome. Yeah, they're pretty unmatched in that in terms of Nintendo developers. It's just crazy, dude. This was really bizarre. This is definitely one of my favorite Kirby games. It definitely fluctuates whether this is my favorite or Superstar Ultra is my favorite, or now Forgotten Land fluctuates and whether I think that is my favorite. So those are definitely the top 3, and there are others which are on the outskirts, like Planet Robobot and Triple Deluxe. But in terms of the main series, this is definitely like top tier for me, so having it on Switch is amazing, and I think it's timed really well since presumably a lot of new people got into the series with Forgotten Land because that's sold so exceptionally well. It's probably going to be the best-selling Kirby game from how the sale figures are looking. And so I think really releasing one of the best games in a really great new package is good, and I think people will be excited by that. And I think it's great that so many people are going to be able to rediscover this. Presumably a lot of people missed out on it, so this will be an opportunity for them to try it. One thing is, it is $60, which is possibly a little steep. I can't really say for sure since I haven't played the game, but from what I've seen, $60 does seem a little excessive, but it's a Nintendo game, and they like to price basically everything at $60 if they can get away with it, and I mean, this one, it looks like they can get away with it. It looks like quite a bit has been done. But anyway, I've got other videos planned. I am planning to review Volume 5 of the manga. That's going to happen, and I'm also looking at doing a Xenoblade Chronicles 3 video. It's a long game, though, and I'm still collecting my thoughts on it. I still have some more side quests to do and stuff. So that might not be for a while, but the Mega Mania one should be out soon. So look forward to that if you enjoy discussions of this weird little series. That's all. Just needed to express my thoughts on this bizarre news. I really had resigned myself to be like, yeah, I'm totally fine with no new Kirby game. Like they've had 2 this year. That's more than enough. But no, they just need to give us more. And you know what? Bless their hearts. That is pretty fantastic. All right then, fellas. I'll be seeing ya.